Ladies and gentlemen, I am Big Will,
I am J Dubs,
and we are the Bears Bro Podcast.
Podcast.
And in today's episode, we are going to discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly from Week 9. I had to clarify because, there's some questions. And as well as the upcoming Week 10 showdown with the Giants and the trade deadline. What? What is it,
Excuse
dude?
me. You forgetting anything? Every week. It's simple.
Sorry.
It's simple.
It's the Monster of the Midway juice. I wanted to get going.
And what flavor?
And today it's the Monster Wildberry Tea.
Ladies and
We
gentlemen,
had a lot to unpack, so I wanted to get started.
this is what I work with every week. This is why I'm starting to get gray hair over here. He has one simple job: stats and listen.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're good, the bad, the ugly.
Nealon from the Cowboys. Rest in peace. Definitely way too young. 24 years old. I apologize. I forgot how to pronounce his first name. It's either Marshall, but Nealon from the Cowboys.
I got the notification and I didn't realize.
I don't know details. I don't need to know details, but it's sad.
Yep, absolutely.
So whether from Bears to the Cowboys, much love.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly, or
sure.
should we just go in order?
I'm kind of like a buffet type guy. I just like to go fucking around and do it all. I can't just do this.
I start with the salad at the buffet just so it makes me feel like I'm eating healthy, and then I go into the main course.
The salad is a separate plate. So I tell you what, the good, we won. Our offense looked amazing.
Absolutely. The Monangai, even though supposedly he's on the injury report for this week, but Monangai balled out. He's the player of the game for me. We'll just get that out of the way.
Yeah,
he stepped up. He needed to start in the absence of DeAndre Swift, which I didn't find out was going to happen until like the day before. Yeah. I'm like scrambling with my fantasy team because I got both of them. I was smart. So I put him in the starting lineup as my running back, and it's co-player of the game.
Okay.
The other guy.
Oh yeah,
the other rookie.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Is the guy in your fantasy lineup?
No, actually, I didn't play him, but he is on my roster. But what's his name? Let's see if he's finally gotten it
Loveland
right.
Colston. Loveland. Colston Loveland balled out.
Yes,
and
he finally shut some people up. Yeah, he hasn't had the same stats as Tyler Warren, but somebody brought up an interesting point. Has Tyler Warren made any plays as memorable as that 58-yard touchdown to seal the game?
Nope. Not that I can.
It didn't seal the game because there was still time on the clock, but you get the point.
Yep. Not that I remember. And you know what? If you put Colston Loveland in Indianapolis with that offense, you would have the same thing as Tyler Warren. But it's a different offense.
Exactly.
And,
because Daniel Jones has got to throw. If he's not handing it off to Jonathan Taylor, he's got to throw it. And no offense to their receivers, they don't have. So the tight end is going to be the primary target.
Can I do a try player of the game?
Sure.
Okay. The other running back who we didn't even know was friggin' playing. Remember? The other running back that came right off the practice squad.
Britton.
Brown or...
Yeah, the guy that scored the touchdown.
So coincidentally enough, Will and I took, we took the week off. My wife and I, we just spent some quality time together.
My wife and I, we went on a date night to ironically watch the game.
There you go. And we were watching the game, and I'm like, so this is why we activated Travis Homer. And then all of a sudden, I didn't see Travis Homer, and then I just saw Travis Homer.
Who?
Travis Homer.
Exactly.
And then I just saw Monangai, whoever, running with a purpose, and I'm like...
That first run that he made for distance, I immediately run with a purpose.
90-some yards in the first half, 176 on the ground, 2 tutties? Or 1? 2 or 1? Because the other running back got one.
Yes, that is
That
correct.
Britton Brown.
And who had the other 3 touchdowns total in that game? Mr. Caleb Williams.
Some guy named Caleb Williams.
I don't know if you've heard of him because apparently
is he new?
The rest of the world's been sleeping on him.
Is he new?
Apparently, he must be.
Wait.
According to the analyst, he must be because everybody's now all of a sudden talking nice about him and our offense, which is kind of funny to me because we've been there since the beginning. So it's like I was thinking about it on the way here. Our record right now is 5-3.
Should be 7. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but actually, it should be 8 or
8. No, 7-1.
7-1. Yep. Yes, because we got the brakes beaten off of us by the Lions. But if you really think about it, we lost the games that we were expected to lose because we should have won the Vikings game, should have won against the Ravens, but the shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't matter.
Right.
We got monkey stomped. Excuse me. We got monkey stomped in the Detroit game.
Yep.
Which nobody, including us, were surprised about because Detroit is who we thought they are.
Yep.
But the good about it is, again, we've been moving. We've been improving. Caleb still moves the ball.
Mm-hmm. And hey, I don't know if you watched the whole game.
I did.
You know, he caught a pass for a touchdown.
He caught 2 passes, 1 for a touchdown.
Was it 2?
Yes.
And
he had I believe he had 58 yards rushing. He had some good rushes when he needed to, but he balled out in that game, which we've been talking about for quite a while.
Was it he caught 2 passes as a quarterback?
Yes, he is. Oh, hold on. He is the first player in NFL history to have a receiving touchdown, a passing touchdown, 50-plus yards rushing, and 2 receptions for at least 20 yards.
So, I mean, I watched the game. I saw it. How come he's not getting the Jalen Hurts or the Patrick Mahomes treatment?
Or the, like Jaden Daniels or C.J. Stroud, they get the love of, they just had a bad game and the team lost. We won, and he's finally starting to wake people up into what we've been saying all along, and it's the Ben Johnson effect. No, there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. Anybody that tries to say differently is lying to themselves.
And you know what? I'm going to piggyback off what you just said because Ben Johnson, when he was in Detroit, the quarterback. I'm just drawing a quick blank. Sorry,
Jared Goff.
He was good. He went to the Super Bowl prior, and we all know that. But he wasn't the Jared Goff that he was then or is now.
And close.
And then you had DeAndre Swift there for a while, but then you got David Montgomery, and you got the other guy. Wow,
Jahmyr Gibbs.
And it doesn't matter who is plugged in; they run. They have success.
Mm-hmm.
So Swift was out. Monangai stepped up,
very
huge.
Much so. Cole Kmet got knocked out at the beginning of the game, and then Colston Loveland showed exactly what they've been saying afterwards. Yep. This is why we drafted him.
Absolutely.
Because the kids, if you watch the highlights, 6 receptions, 118 yards, and 58 of them was on one play. But still, that means he was having a great game. He made catches when he needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and just before we go into the next category, this is why I like the Ben Johnson effect.
Absolutely.
And I know your guy. I'm going to say his name, Romo Dunze, goose egg. But did that affect our team? No.
And
exactly.
He should have had a goose egg because he dropped a pass in the end zone. But
everybody does that. But
thank you for reminding me of that because there's another part of the ugly that I'm going to get into about Rome. But continue.
But my point is, in regimes past, that would have brought our whole team down.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean, Romo Dunze is already right now a Pro Bowler right now. He's having a
Darnell Wright is being talked about as
Yep.
possibly the one of the best tackles in the
Yep.
NFL right now.
And our star wide receiver shit the bed, but our team elevated.
Yes,
That's the Ben Johnson effect, as opposed to, we can run down everybody, right? Ever since Levy says we get it. That's why I am loving this season. I'm loving the offense. I'm loving the fact that we have the next man up mentality.
absolutely, and that's what builds winners.
And can I just say that Monangai, 7th-round pick, Rutgers churns out 7th-round running backs.
Because wasn't that where Isaiah Pacheco went?
Isaiah Pacheco, yep.
I'm just saying. And the funny thing that they pointed out is we traded with the Bengals Khalil Herbert for a 7th-round pick, and who did we turn that into?
Khalil Herbert.
Monangai.
Hey, where is he?
I think he's in Indy, but I'm not sure exactly.
Oh yeah, hey Khalil Herbert. Remember what you said when you got traded? Thank God. There you go. Fuck you. And you fumbled on your first play that Monday night. And then, anyways, we're not talking about that. Let's go. Go ahead.
All right, now we're gonna go into the bad portion.
I just gotta say, I just hate when people leave the Bears and they talk shit and then they don't have a career. Shut up. Anyways, go ahead.
The only one that has a legitimate statement since he's left is David Montgomery.
David Montgomery, yep.
But okay.
Yep.
And Alshon Jeffrey does have a Super Bowl, but he went to Philly.
He didn't have a great career, but anyways, go ahead. On to the next one.
Excuse me. And so we're going to discuss the bad. What would you say is the bad that happened in the Week 9 matchup?
How much time we got? In my opinion. Okay. So,
I mean, it is an hour-long show, so.
2 things. 1, 2. Our defense got shredded by a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback.
Yes.
A Super Bowl winning quarterback.
He's got the track record. He's got a chip.
But T. Higgins made an incredible play. I mean, that was so much offensive pass interference. He made the play. Jamar Chase made plays, but he did not get a touchdown. Their run game sucked shit.
Oh, they have a run game?
I'm just saying, Chase Brown, go cry back into your locker. The bad was it just seemed like we could not stop a fucking nosebleed.
You mean like that last touchdown and 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
That looked like it was the easiest thing on earth, like they were on the practice field.
So with that, I had videotaped the interception by Tremaine Edmonds, and I think I had texted you and said sealed the win. Then all of a sudden that touchdown 2-point conversion. So I quickly took the video off Facebook. I'm like, oh my God. But so the bad, that's number one. I thought our defense was freaking horrible.
Atrocious. Not horrible. They were atrocious. Because I remember I'm sitting there at the local bar that I went to. Drinking. Yes, I had been drinking. Someone I knew, had deals going on. And I had to drink Coors Light, but...
And he was when he drinks, he gets really lovey. He's like, "Oh, bro, I miss you. I wish to snuggle." And I'm like, "Whoa, you texting?" But anyways, go ahead.
Don't let him lie to you. He's full of shit.
I can show you guys.
But we had the 41 points.
Yep.
And I'm like, if we lose this game with the amount of points we were up, we deserve to lose this game. And then I blink, and they score to pass us, and my wife's like, you jinxed it. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And then Caleb and Colston saved the day. So that for me was the bad, is the fact that I don't know if it's because we were missing Stevenson and Gordon. Our secondary was a train wreck. Our defensive, our front line.
Sweat was getting was getting in there. He was getting in there.
And then Austin Booker, in one of his first couple of plays, ran over Orlando Brown like he owed him money, and that it got to him. And I think that led to the fumble that changed the trajectory of the game, which that's another game where a key defensive play put us in a position to win. And what did we do? We won.
Yep. So I told you that I had two bad. I'm going to take the second one. I'm going to put it to the ugly. So when we get to that, I'll bring that up. It just seemed like they couldn't run the ball, which was good. And I want to talk.
Which is funny because before the game against, who did we play? Oh, was it the Ashton Genty against the Raiders?
Yeah, the three
where
touchdowns.
we had the lowest run defense in the league, and we held our own against Derrick Henry to a point.
Until late, yep.
To a point, and then we've shut down run offenses to not have their way with us.
Mm-hmm. It seemed like, and I suck at editing. That's why he does it all. If you look at the last play, right, the last interception that ended the game, Sweat beat the block, but the guy had his arm like this. The referee, you watch the video. The referee was over there. I'm just thinking, like, if that was the other way around, we would have been flagged for holding, which would have given them, we put them in field goal range. I'm just saying, the Bears are not getting those calls, and we can go back to when Loveland he went out. He didn't even really touch him, and he got offensive pass interference.
He didn't touch him. The guy tripped over his own teammate.
And I'm just wondering, like, I mean, so that's
the non-helmet to helmet call.
Oh my God, yeah,
bringing that up. But he led with his helmet straight down, right into his face, and they had to see if we fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
I mean that's a joke.
But I also forgot the one good one. I'm sorry, I jump around. See, this is the buffet, right? You got the ribs over here, you got the chicken, you got the pizza. Over here is the salad. Whatever. One of the good, right? In our favor, and I was shocked, was DJ Moore run.
Yes.
Were you thinking? Were we on the same?
Yeah.
All right.
But once you started bringing that up, I'm like, I know where he's going. We forgot to mention it in the good.
Right. And I was like,
we'll put that in the hilarious category.
There we go. And when it came back, rolling on the field, touchdown, I literally looked at my wife. I'm like, what? I'm like,
okay, let me tell you a little story. So at the bar that we were at, my wife is a Carolina Panthers fan. When her and I got together, she didn't like football. She saw the Carolina Panthers colors, like, I'm going to root for them. And then she learned who Cam Newton was, rest is history. So the bar we're at, right in front of me is the game with the Bears on, but to the left is the game with the Carolina Panthers, who beat the Green Bay Packers, just saying. And I'm watching that TV because I forget what was going on. I think Carolina was in the red zone, and we were in the red zone. I'm joking with her. I'm like, we both can score touchdowns at the same time. And I'm looking as the commercial break is on for them because they're reviewing the play. And then all of a sudden I look over and I see that we're at 41 points. I'm like, wait a minute. And I texted him. I'm like, wait a minute. Did the challenge result in a touchdown for us? I don't think I've ever seen that ever.
I mean, but there was no explanation. The ruling on the field was it went out of bounds.
I understood the challenge because the NFL has one of the dumbest rules that if you fumble the ball and it goes out of bounds in the end zone, it's a touchback instead of just giving it back to the team where they had it. But it's a touchback. So that's why they challenged, because he lost the ball and they thought it happened in the end zone.
So I like it.
I'm thinking, okay, he went out of bounds before he lost the ball, and it turned into a touchdown because he broke the plane. I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
we're winning 41-27. Like, we got this game. This game's in the bag. And then the last couple of minutes happened. Yeah.
So are we going on to the ugly?
Yes.
So okay.
Hold on. I need to.
So the ugly part,
so I can get ready for this.
Ugly part, we're not going to get naked and show everything, but sorry, it's my job to make him do a spit take.
He's killing me.
The ugly. I'm going to let you go first, or if you want to, or if you.
So obviously the ugly again. that last quarter where we went from there's no reason we should lose this game into one amazing play, needing one amazing play to win the game. But my ultimate ugly is James Adunze.
Oh,
The
Jesus.
fact that you had the nerve to
Shut up.
say, please trade my son to a team that will pass to him. Have you not realized that your son is Caleb Williams' number one target? He dropped a pass in the end zone that would have given him another touchdown. And you're going to say he's not part of the offense?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. What the,
He's the number
I
one.
know I've got brand new glasses, and when I'm not wearing them, I have trouble seeing, but even Stevie Wonder could see he's our number one receiver. And you're saying trade him to somebody that will pass to him?
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Are you going to the A.J. Brown school of wide receiver stats?
Mr. Odunze, just please shut up.
With all due respect, love your son, Roma Dunze, one of my favorites on the team, my daughter's favorite player. She, when we do Victory Monday, she was wearing her Rome jersey to school because I wear Bear stuff on Monday if we win, Tuesday if it's a Monday night football game. We have a tradition. And you're saying that you want your son to go to a team that will pass to him. He's our number one option.
Are we talking about passing?
Passing?
Talking about passing?
Not the total game.
We're talking about passing?
Yeah.
Huh. So, while he, regurgitates in his mouth. So, I know what we had planned for the end. So, my ugly is, we did not make a trade that would help our defense. That's my ugly part. And I thought about this, when you had said, "Hey, what name do you think we should use?" And I just said, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I was thinking about it, and I think the ugly part. I understand not overpaying for somebody. I get that. As we had talked about, our pass rush. I know Booker came along.
Yes.
I was happy about that.
Which part of me wonders. It's his turn.
Sorry, rewind. Okay, I'm just thinking.
No trade. That's the ugly.
Yeah, if we had made a splash for that Simmons from Tennessee that you were telling me about, or there was talk about Max Crosby.
Which, I would have been happier than a pig, and you fill in the blank.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we would have made a huge trade, and as I was telling him,
there are reports out there that we almost did for Jermaine Johnson, which I guess apparently the Jets were trying to
give Brees.
Yeah, they were trying to fleece us, and it didn't work.
Yep. I was just thinking that if we got another stud defensive lineman who could push the offensive lineman back into the pocket, close the pocket, it would stop. It would help our defenders. And I think the ugly part is, which might evidently be smart on Pole's part. I really wanted a big name pass rusher, defensive end, defensive tackle. I remember I had sent you the screenshot or whatever. I'm like, 2 hours or 25 minutes ago, there was serious talks about the Bears and the Raiders, Max Crosby.
Yes, because I sent you the thing that I saw on X about that we were offering them a first-round pick and Austin Booker. And obviously on X, there's a lot of things that are on there that are a steaming pile of shit.
Yep.
And I'm like, let's make it happen. And then I thought about it. And I told him I was going to bring this up on today's episode. I'm kind of glad we didn't.
Okay.
And here's why. As much as I would love to have Max Crosby or a big player, we've learned from the past that when we made the Khalil Mack trade, that kind of killed our future. And if you're going to trade Max Crosby, and if it did in fact include Austin Booker, you're going for a big fish, giving away your future. So you're giving up your boat to go fishing to fish for a whale, if that kind of analogy makes sense. Because tell me which you would rather have. You give up the future of the team, and get this one player that could or could not have the effect on the team to make us a winner, or take a shot on this kid that showed flashes in his first game of the season, and when there's other options out there. The kid that we traded for, the former first round pick, don't know the dude's name, but who knows? Maybe it turns into something. But then there's free agency next year and the draft. And according to Unsportsmanlike, this next year's draft is going to be one hell of a draft for defensive players. So why would you give up our future in picks to get somebody that could or could not help out the team, could hurt the team?
I think as fans, and every fan of every team out there, you think, oh my God, okay, so if we got Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, or Quinton Williams, or or anybody, you're like immediately because you see what they're already doing, right? Mm-hmm. And I think what we wanted is to have a dominant defense, mm-hmm. and I'm not saying.
We wanted to do what Green Bay did when they traded for Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Because, it instantly made their defense better.
Yep.
But halfway through the season, having already played, you don't know for a fact that whoever you trade for is going to come in and make that impact.
Right.
And then give up future picks to try to improve your team for the future. That doesn't seem to be the way Ben Johnson operates.
Mm-hmm. And that was a smart bring up of the whole Khalil Mack. I mean, yeah, we gave up a farm, and yes, he had 2 great seasons out of 5, 3, 4.
Yeah,
right,
something like that.
I mean,
before he kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players in this league that they get the bag, and then they go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they were talking about Sauce Gardner with the Jets. He got his bag from the Jets, and then didn't play the way that he did before he got paid. And now he's in Indy, which that trade shocked the shit out of me.
Didn't see that one coming.
But I'm not going to want to give up 2 firsts for. Is he going to be what he was his rookie year? Mm-hmm. And I'm upset, but I'm okay with it, of the fact that we did not mortgage our future to take a chance on somebody that, are we going to have to give him an extension? We're over the cap. If we had gone and got Max Crosby, it would have put us $12 million over the cap. So then we got to dump somebody.
Yeah, no, I
mean, there's options to dump because Braxton Jones.
Bye-bye. But
even though he did play well in that game, but
you had told me, or you had sent me the thing about Asante Samuel.
Yes. So we have Asante Samuel Jr. coming in on Tuesday.
So I mean,
don't let him leave the building.
I mean, I was mad. You remember, and I kept on. We were texting back and forth. I'm like, 4 o'clock. I'm like, it's not going to happen. And I mean, I'm glad I'm not glad that I'm right. But after listening to,
I'm kind of glad you're right.
No, and after listening to you, you're right. Why mortgage our future for? So if we sign Max Crosby, we got to take his contract or most of it, and let's say he tore his ACL. So that's actually a very good point.
I mean, we were in supposedly linked to Marshawn Lattimore. He tears his ACL, so that didn't happen.
Yeah,
I mean, we were linked to the Taylor from New Orleans. For what reason? Didn't happen. Doesn't need to happen because there's options out there. And then I looked up defensive linemen. Do you know that Christian Wilkins is still out there?
The guy from Green Bay?
No, he was with the Raiders and then went to Miami.
The big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there. So, I mean, we can give him a call. And it doesn't cost us our future because...
Probably get him for pretty cheap.
Ben Johnson learned in Detroit the best way to build a winning franchise is from within.
Yep.
Because yes, they traded for Jared Goff, but Jameer Gibbs, draft pick. St. Brown, draft pick. Uh, David Montgomery was a free agent, but free agent. Didn't have to give up anything for it.
Right.
Trying to think of other people that on it. Deion Branch, draft pick. And since Poles has been in there, he drafted Gordon, he drafted Brisker, he drafted Caleb, he drafted Roma Dunze, he drafted Colston Loveland. He's building a team through picks, not giving up. The Rams are the only team that's ever won by just dumping for first round picks to build a franchise, and it doesn't always work.
Agreed.
So I'm not deeply upset that we didn't make a pick. Obviously, I would have been happy if we had gotten one of the big names, but it depends on the big name.
Right.
Because Myles Garrett has shown that unless he gets what he wants, he did a trade demand, but then the money silenced him, and you got him having a 5-sack game saying, I would have given it all up to win. Then why'd you stay there?
Yeah.
So.
Good point. Very good point. And like I said, listening to you, you're right. I mean,
how many times have I said I'm the rational one of this tag team? So I hate to say that I'm right, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks, our defense improves, injured players come back. Maybe this kid just needed a new scenery because he wasn't playing in Cleveland because they do have a hell of a defense.
Yep. Maybe. You're right. So, and I'm surprised that you said Rash. I thought you got cream for that.
Oh, damn.
But no, and you know, talking about this guy, I forget his name because as soon as I sent him, I'm like, I said, who the fuck is this? He's like, I have no idea, and I'm like, and so I looked at his stats. I'm like, oh, 7 tackles. However, we have learned in sports, somebody gets another opportunity, and they go on and have great careers.
Yes, absolutely.
I think. I mean, you know, I was just trying to think.
Yeah, Joe Tryon Shoyinka. So we're gonna have fun with that name.
Oh,
if it pans out,
yeah,
because he's obviously been added for depth. My hope, Austin Booker proved in one game he's the guy to put on the other side of Sweat. I've been saying it since he got drafted. He keeps arguing with me and saying that he's just a preseason star and it doesn't translate onto the field. I think
this game
Matt Eberflus does obviously look how he's doing in Dallas, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and now he's got even no more of an excuse with the trades they've made. But Dennis Allen knows what he's doing. He was part of creating Khalil Mack. He was part of creating Cam Jordan.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, knock on wood, I'm right again. And this leads us into this week's game versus the New York Giants. Because we're going to do, like we did last week, our separate show for our prediction for the score and whatnot. But how are you feeling about our chances in this game? Are we going to be another 2-game win streak, or are we going back into the what the hell is going on?
So, the Giants, wife's best friend's favorite team, diehard Giants fan.
Our boy Jets team.
Yep, Justin. I gotta do this. Gotta give a shout out to a really good friend of mine, as well as yours, Justin Daly.
Yes.
Had successful hip surgery.
Nice.
I had to put him on the IR though. He's out for 3 months. He'll be back next season, but successful hip surgery. I think it was a hip replacement.
Yeah. So I met my wife because of him. It's a weird story. I went to go hang out with him the night I met my wife, and he left early.
Shocker.
Because
he does leave early.
we were going to play darts, and they were having a billiards tournament, and so the dartboard was shut down. So he's like, I'm not going to stick around. And me, I just didn't feel like going home, so I'm standing there, and right across the dance floor is my wife, and the rest is history.
Oh.
So, thank you, Jet.
Thank you. Anyway,
all right,
so I think
back on track.
Okay, so this is my prediction. So I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be 34-19.
Okay. Remember that for our prediction.
Yep, 34-19. We probably should write that down sometime. We keep on saying that, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. But I think the Giants are a scary team. They don't. Okay, so they lost. They lost Scatterboo and they lost Malik Neighbors. We know this.
I believe consecutive weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not 100%.
Or no, I think it was week 2 and then whatever. It doesn't matter. But they are a scary team. I know they have Wendell Robinson and they have Darius Slayton. And if you look at what Cleveland did against us, I think they're going to try to mimic that. Their run game, okay, Tyrone Tracy.
We haven't played Cleveland yet. You mean Cincinnati?
Yeah, Cincinnati. Sorry, Joe Flacco. Sorry, old. Yeah, whatever.
Well, he was with Cleveland, so it's a little confusing.
I think we're going to go 34-19. I think we're going to get at least one turnover. But I also think our defensive line steps up. And I also think Senator Garden Johnson. I'm just throwing out
Chauncey.
I'm throwing out names. Okay.
CJJJ or CG. Yeah.
CGI. But anyways,
that's what we'll call him. We'll make it easier for it. I'll know what you're talking about.
He got a sack last week. I think he gets an interception, and because he's been playing against the Giants in that division.
And I love his attitude.
Me too.
When they interview him afterwards, he's like, "Yeah, good teams find ways to win."
Yep. So I think we're not sure if Swift is back yet, but I think Caleb Williams goes for over 300. I think he's going to have at least 40 yards rushing and 2 tutties. Maybe 3. But I think it's going to be 31-19.
31-19.
Yep, because I had to go pick up Cairo Santos off waivers for my fantasy, so I need that field goal. So that's 7 points. But I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout. I think we're going to come out fast. We're going to come out hot. But I also think the Giants can hold their own. They got a good defensive front. They do.
Yes, according to Ben Johnson, this is the best defensive front we've faced this season. And if you really think about it, it's not that far off of a statement.
Yeah.
Because they've got Carter and I'm trying to think
Burns. Okay.
Yeah, Burns. And who I still wish we had traded Carolina for him.
Yeah. But I think 31-19. I think Jackson Dart carves us up. I'm just saying. I'm just being real, as he would say. He's going to keep 100 with you. I don't know. Cool. But I also think our run game is going to be there. But I think Caleb goes over 300. 3 tutties. I'm going to say 3 tutties, and I think, that's what I think.
I agree with you. I think we're going to win because right now the state of the Giants, this version of the Giants does not scare me. I thought we were going to win the game regardless, whether it was they had stayed with Russell Wilson or Jackson Dart. But yes, the kid's got legs, but I think our defense is going to spook him. And I think they're going to score in the single digits. I think we're going to put up another 30 burger, even though last time I said 30 burger, we did 40. So, but I think they're going to score in the single digits if they score at all. So that's my prediction on it, that we are going to keep the ball rolling and we are going to win this game.
I know, but I'm actually writing it down.
So I really say 34-9 because I think they will get a couple of field goals if they can figure out. No, correction, because they still got their field goal problem. I'm going to say 6. They're going to have 2 field goals, but I think we're getting another 30 burger, and I think Colston Loveland gets another touchdown. I think Rome gets back on track. He's going to have a touchdown. So Caleb will have a total of 3 tutties in that game, 4 total because I think he is going to get a rushing touchdown because I think he likes doing that. He's really feeling that aspect of his game.
Okay, I'm just writing down everything because we need to start keeping all of this.
Well, you do know that these are recorded, right? So you
We
just
are.
pull the video back up in the immortal words of the baked beans commercial. Pull up that beautiful bean footage. I'm just saying,
But I like reading this.
but that's not always
Okay,
the
hold on.
case because there are dipshits out there that try to destroy people's work by just deleting everything. But we'll get into that another day.
Hold on. Just before we do that,
That's a pins and wins reference for anybody that knows me of what happened. But we're coming back full force November 16th.
I just want to say something real quick. Um, I'm just taking notes. So, um, I'm not going to go into a big spiel. So, as Will has told you, we each have a separate podcast that we do.
I have a wrestling sports podcast. He's got it's a gumbo of topics.
And thank you for that. And I'm not using this platform for anything. I'm not promoting his or mine. Uh, we each had reached out to this individual to help boost our channels, our everything. But because Will had cut ties with him and I had cut ties with him earlier that day, um, I'm not gonna go
No,
into everything. What had happened
let's
is
keep it 100.
what had
The
happened
per-
was this guy was a piece of shit. Um, he went into Will's one account, deleted all of
everything.
his videos that he put his blood, sweat, tears, massive
And not
amount.
just mine, my entire Pins and Wins crew, which is all of the guys that are on the show, my producer, everybody that's been on the show, from my son to my Dime's brother. Everybody that's been on the show has put effort into making that a show for 2.5 years. Gone.
And and it's videos, it's work, it's dreams that you can never get back. And I'm just saying this right now because I know most of you don't know me, but I take friendship very seriously. And if you fuck with one of my friends, I have their back. And what I did was, and not only that, did he delete his videos, right? He went in and he changed the name of Pins and Wins to stupid, perverted, sexual, juvenile stuff,
Yeah.
all because we didn't want to work with you anymore.
And it wasn't that he did bad work. That's the funniest
His
thing about it.
work
I
was
didn't bash his work. I didn't dislike his work. There was just behind the scenes stuff that got into the way from us continuing to work together. So if you see this, never had a problem with your work. The problem I had was the logistics of it, and you couldn't be an adult and just say,
yep,
thank
yep,
you. We'll go our separate ways.
yep.
It's just like what you're talking about with players. Every time they leave a team, they'll bash the team for unnecessary reasons.
And just to take another minute, and it was last week when he had found out, and we were sitting right here. Will is a very, very, very good friend of mine. He's like my family. His wife is over here. She's like my family. His daughter's over here. I treat her as if I've known her since she came out the womb. Um, I'm not trying to embarrass you. I saw this man very emotional, and that really bothered me. And I was so pissed off that I went out there with my fish clenched and I told my wife, I'm like, and she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "That asshole just completely wiped out
Yeah,
all of Will's hard work, his blood, sweat, tears. He spends a lot of money on his pins and wins, and I'm like, he just lost literally everything, and he's doing nothing." So if you see this video, please
just
like.
be careful.
Yeah, him. No, I don't want him to watch this video.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
Just be careful who
Yeah.
you deal with, because I learned the hard way, and I've got nobody to blame from myself
No,
because
you're not
I
to
took
blame.
a chance.
Not to
I
blame.
just took it on the wrong
No,
person.
no, because he did do excellent work. It's just he
Yes.
was childish, and you know, and maybe what some of our viewers and listeners don't know, and you know, I'm just going to drop a little bit of knowledge here. A couple years ago, Will and I were going to start a podcast together. It was just different ways of wanting to do things,
Yes.
so we just went our separate ways. But it did not affect our friendship. It did not. There was no animosity. There was no.
And then 18 months later,
Here we are.
we said, "Hey, we love talking about the Bears. Let's make it happen."
But what I'm saying though is like, you know, we rooted for each other. We helped each
Supported
other out.
everybody. Yeah.
But because this guy was, I'm not going to say the amount of money you're paying because it's not even that much. But however, he did that, and I want everybody on who watches this show to understand that we do this because we enjoy what we do, and we're fans, and we're like family. And if I ever run into that guy, because
Monkey stomp.
I don't like the way I saw you, and
He better run with a passion.
and when you left, I went to my wife, and I'm just letting our audience know what this means. Us, I was so pissed. I'm like, I have never seen Will that emotional, and I'm like, and I'm really bothered by it because this guy's dreams just got shit down the toilet because somebody was like, oh, I have access to your channel, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So I just want to give, if he is watching this, I'm not going to say his name. If you are watching this, I tell you what, just return his videos, and I'll take all of the bad publicity I put up because I posted it all over my social media. If you return his videos, I will take it all down.
I will say this, as weird as this might sound, I actually want to thank him because it made my mindset go back into the lab and completely focus on making pins and wins the best it can be for when we restart. Whole new. So now that we got that, that's the ugly.
Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah,
that was
there's
bad.
no good.
Yeah.
It's just ugly. So to everybody that's listening, make sure you hit the likes, the shares, to tell your friends about us. We've got again, keep commenting because we get obviously the Packers fans come out.
Oh my God! Just before you end the show, did you see the one comment on TikTok about you need something? And I wrote back, well, maybe you need. I can't keep the comments coming because they
about that the Packers own us and that the whole 9 yards. Okay,
keep it coming because somebody
first of all, we still are undefeated against them in 2025. But yes, our teams are.
Keep them coming. Just, I mean, I appreciate the negative comments as well because I just sit there and laugh and I think that if something I'm involved in, whether it be Bears Bros or JK's Watchful Hour, or if I'm advocating for pins and wins, and you leave me a negative comment, to me, I'm like, you took your time out of your busy life
to hate it.
You took time out of your busy life to leave me a negative comment or us a negative comment. Thank you for that because that just gets people more interested in the show. Be like, okay, why is it so negative? So thank you.
And I look at it. It's the thing that I love most about football. I tell people this all the time because there are so many people that I'm friends with that are either Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, or unfortunately Packers fans that I have such back and forth banter with, and know that it's all for fun.
All for fun.
My boss, or I'm in a different department now, but my old boss was a Packers fan. Him and I going back and forth. The first thing I said to him when I got to work on Monday is, hey, remember that time that the Bears beat the Bengals and the Packers lost to the Carolina Panthers all on the same day? So do I.
See, I'm okay.
And he laughed. He chuckled.
Yeah,
He's like,
see, I'm okay with that because I hate the diehard fans that ultimately want to fight you. And I'm like, I'm a diehard fan, but I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah.
So
I've never fought anybody. I mean, every time my son, my flesh and blood, is a Bills fan. When we went and beat the brakes off of them during preseason,
we were there.
Preseason. No, this year we were there last year, And hopefully, if they're back in Buffalo next year with our boys from the BWO podcast, we'll be right there. Yeah, I kind of want to jump through a table. I'll say that. I'm putting it out there. Corey and Spartan.
Oh, Corey, the one that we
yes.
I got to link up with Corey sometime. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
so.
and we'll tailgate,
Yep,
go
absolutely.
through a table, have so much fun with it because we're in the same lane now. But I go back and forth with my son, like, hey, remember that time Bears beat the Bills in playoffs? And his face turns all red. He gets all upset.
So just for me, just keep the comments coming because I love the comments. I love the likes. I love just replying to people because I try to just say the most simplest thing to be because I think most people want to fight and argue. I'm not going to fight and argue with on social media. I'm sorry. I'm 50 years old.
I'm almost 50.
I just like to do those little things. So I also want to give a shout out to my brother here. I enjoy doing this with you every week.
Absolutely.
You weren't here when I got out of work. I'm like, did I miss a memo?
No,
I got worried. So
I was running away because I had to drop my kid off. She's doing an event at her school, so I dropped her off and then headed straight here and she's doing a band thing.
And just before we exit, we are going to have our wives on our segment sometime if we can ever get them. They don't want to go on camera. I told them there's a lot of money involved going in on camera.
They don't want to make us look bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're the bad and the ugly, and they're definitely the good.
So, just before you go there, so for everybody who watches, thank you. I appreciate it. I love it.
And I apologize for us venting about.
Nah, I don't. Fuck that.
The past. It's going to stay in the past from now
Absolutely.
on because we're moving forward. The Bears are moving forward. We're making movement, and the next thing we're headed towards is the playoffs. Because
did you just draw a box?
Yeah, the windshield.
Draw a box?
I was trying to think of the wording for it, but we have a chance. Week 10, we are still looking towards possibly making the playoffs. When is the last time we said that? 2018. And I love it. Of the fact that so many people tried to say that we didn't stand a chance to make the playoffs. We were going to be in the gutter of the NFC North, and we are not. We are trending towards possibly making the playoffs.
Absolutely.
We need a little help. We need to win a few games, and then there you go. Literally, they actually talked about on the Rich Eisen show today, as I was driving here, that the Bears have a legitimate chance to take the NFC North.
Yeah, why not?
And who would have thought to say that with the Ben Johnson effect, with the way Caleb Williams has been playing, he's on pace to be our first 4,000-yard passer.
And if he stays at his game average, 4,071 yards.
And hopefully we'll finally start getting some respect because in the world of wrestling,
that's right.
If we gotta beat respect into our everybody by winning games, so be it.
I just want to add one thing. I think I know why, and this is just me. This is not him. This is not the show. I know why Caleb doesn't get the love. And I'm gonna be honest with you, because he paints his nails, and as we've said this on the show,
as long as he scores touchdowns, he gives a
shit. If Caleb Williams is gay, he's gay. Who cares? It's 2025. Get over it. I don't know if he is. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying. I think that's what people are looking at, and I think the NFL and everybody involved does not want to bring joy. What's the word I'm looking for? Where celebrate.
Yeah.
Because he paints his nails. Right now, I'm going to hand it back over to you. That is my take. That is not well.
You're not wrong because that has been the way it's been, and it shouldn't be. Because how you live your life, so be it.
What does it matter?
It's what happens on the field.
Hey,
and I think because everybody's used to us being either our defense
or run,
or running backs. We've never been a full team because it's either our quarterback didn't have his the above his neck, above his shoulders, right, a la Jay Cutler. With that roster, it was like
he should have
Ben
thrown for
Johnson's
5,000.
creating a complete team.
And the last thing I was going to add is if Patrick Mahomes had the game that Caleb Williams had, that's vintage
He would be
Mahomes.
glorified.
That's MVP, but because it's Caleb Williams
If Patrick Mahomes, if Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts had a game where he completed 2 passes the second half of the game, 2 passes, and they still won because their running game and they were up by enough. And everybody's talking about Jalen Hurts, in the MVP conversation because the Eagles are winning, and then they keep just adding pieces.
Pretty
But
much.
he doesn't have a great game. Everybody doesn't crucify Jalen Hurts the way we win, and they still want to bash Caleb.
And my third, one more last thing, is I keep on saying to you, how come Caleb Williams does not have any type of endorsement? And I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to hand it over to you. I don't care if he's gay. I don't care if anybody's gay. I don't really care. I judge people on their character. If he's gay, what does that matter? Oh my God, why would you this day and age? Why would you not relish that? Why would you not be like? I mean, because you're talking about player unity. Yeah, I would just say that's
inclusion. Why. That's the word you're looking for.
Yep, that's why. So,
but we went off on a tangent. So I apologize to everybody, but once again, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Peace. Bear down.
Bear down.